you will need 300 grams beef of choice. London broil, skirt steak or flank steak is generally recommended. However, this can be difficult to source in a standard supermarket in the UK, so I've used beef medallions, which generally come from a tenderloin. And we're very thinly slicing this with our knife, making it as thin as possible. We're then going to add it in a mixing bowl. Into that mixing bowl, we're going to add 1 egg and 2 tablespoons of Shaoxing wine. We're then going to cover it in 3 to 4 tablespoons of corn flour or potato starch, preferably if you do have it. I'm going to give that a good mix until it forms a thick paste. We're going to take 2 bell peppers, any colour. We're going to peel, de-seed and remove the membrane before thinly slicing the pepper halves, ready for our stir fry. As you can see, I'm trying my best to use the claw method to slice my peppers. I don't think I did too badly, they're nice and even and a good enough shape for our recipe. We're going to take 6 to 7 spring onions. We're going to remove the bases, trim them. We're going to slice the white for use as frying in the main dish, and then we're going to take our spring onion greens and we're going to slice these into quite generous chunks. I like to add these to add a bit of vibrancy to the dish and a bit of texture. We're then going to measure out 2 tablespoons of Shaoxing and 2 tablespoons of dark soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of tomato ketchup, any brand will do, and 2 tablespoons of sweet chilli. I use Blue Dragon here. And then finally 2 to 3 tablespoons of dark brown sugar, depending on how sweet you want the dish. We're then going to take a thumb-sized piece of ginger, peel it, preferably using the back of a spoon, is nice and simple. Slice it, matchstick it, and then finally chop the matchsticks and give it a final chop just to make sure that we have some nice small pieces ready for frying. We're then going to take 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of garlic before crushing them with a blade and then chopping again till they are finely diced. Again, feel free to go crazy with garlic or ginger depending on your own tastes. Ginger and garlic is used in quite a lot of Chinese cooking. In fact, I can't think of a recipe that doesn't use one, the other, or both. And I always have a nice stock in the kitchen. I would say a fridge, but I've started placing them in a bowl. I find that they keep a little bit better. And our final ingredient, and again, this is by choice depending on how much spice you want. My partner doesn't like too much spice, so we take 1 red chilli and I thinly slice this. You can de-seed if you wish, however, I did decide to keep the seeds with this and throw them into the dish. Now again, this is personal choice. You can throw it in during the cooking, use it as a garnish, or both. We're then going to take our mixing bowl, fill it with 100 grams of corn flour or potato starch before adding a 1 to 2 teaspoons of Chinese white spice, a little bit of MSG, king of flavour, before adding our beef that has been resting away in the egg and corn flour mixture from before. And this is the part which becomes very sticky on the hands. So we're going to continuously mix this into the corn flour till all the beef is separated and firmly coated in our corn flour, potato starch, 5 spice mixture. And the rest is literally 5 minutes of cooking. We're going to take our wok, we're going to heat it till smoking, add a ladle full of oil, around 100 mils or so I think. And when our test piece of beef is bubbling away, we can then add our beef to fry. This will take, depending on the size of the pieces, no longer than 2 to 3 minutes. We are going to rest this to one side, so it will continue the cooking process. So if it is a little bit rare, it does not matter. As you can see, it's got a nice brown colour to it, so we're going to remove this from the oil and fry the rest in batches. Now before our next step, we will drain the oil, but all we're going to do is wipe the pan down. We're not going to clean it. We want a lot of that flavour from the beef to remain in the wok. So again, we bring the wok up to smoking before adding 2 to 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil, and then we're going to throw in our spring onion whites. Now I didn't have control of this heat, and unfortunately some of the whites did start to catch a little bit, but managed to save it just before burning. So took it off the heat, gave it a good stir, continued stirring these whites, make sure that they didn't catch any more, and then we added our peppers and our garlic. Now I must admit, originally I was only going to make a small dish. However, I decided to make all 3 family members at once. So halfway through the process I decided to throw in a few more ingredients. However, I've just added my pepper and my ginger. And then I'm going to add my soy sauce and shouting wine. Then I added a little bit more because I realised I was going to actually add more of the peppers to the dish and cook 3 bowls at once rather than 1. So then the rest of my peppers, my rest of my spring onion whites, and then I add my sweet chilli, give it a stir through. It really is very quick to cook at this stage. After that's heated through, I then add my garlic. I tend to add it later in the recipe because I find that sometimes if your wok is too hot it can catch the garlic. So what I like to do is add it at this stage because I find that if it's finely diced enough it usually takes around a couple of minutes to cook through completely. And sometimes it's nice to have that fresh garlic taste. I add my ketchup and my sugar. And that's our sauce base all ready. We're then going to throw in our beef. And we're going to warm that beef within the mixture. Now, if you've cooked your beef 1 to 2 hours early, that's fine. It just needs a couple of minutes more. We then throw our spring onion greens at the very last few minutes. And if you want a spicy dish at this point, you can add some sliced chili. I chose not to on this occasion. And you can just see those beautiful colours there. That's now ready for serving. So what I've done is cook some rice off to one side. I go for 1 cup of rice to 1 cup of water. Cook it till the water runs dry and then steam dry for another 10 minutes. And there is our delicious, sticky, sweet, crispy chili beef. As a final addition, we're going to add a little bit of a chili garnish, because who doesn't like a chili garnish? And there we have it. I hope you enjoyed the recipe. Thank you very much for watching. If on Facebook, please feel free to comment, share, save or follow the page. Remember, my videos appear first on YouTube, so make sure to subscribe over there. If you are on YouTube, please leave a comment, hit that subscribe button, grab a friend, get them to subscribe and make sure you hit that notification button to see more weekly videos every Tuesday and Thursday. Alternatively, click on any of the links that have appeared on screen now. Stay healthy and see you next episode. Bye bye.